a love to die for. Jesus loved these men, these ones that we call the 12 apostles. They had a lot of history together. They literally lived with one another and walked and ministered together. It was just amazing, the bond. And of course, those four, I believe, tugged at his heart a little more. Peter, James, and John, and Andrew, because they were the first. But yet, as you read interactions between the different ones, Jesus would often put them in their place. And Peter was the one who often had to be corrected. Yesterday on the broadcast, we talked about this strife among these apostles that had to do with the pronouncement that Jesus had made when he said, "There's a traitor among us." And they began to argue and strive among themselves as to who it would be, and they were accusing one another. And then they escalated it to talking about who was the greatest among them. And then Jesus just stopped the whole thing and began to teach them about being a servant. And as the conversation went on, he came around to Peter. And this is what he said about Peter. He said, "Peter, the devil wants to sift you like wheat." Now, my interpretation is just simply this, is the devil wants to take you down, Simon Peter. Simon Bar-Jonas, the devil wants to take you down. And what I detect here is that there was a certain amount of arrogance in Peter. And I find it fascinating when you read the Gospel of John, that whenever John refers to Peter, he never calls him by name. He says, "that other disciple." And so you say, well, what's going on here? And so as we look into the character of Peter, then we begin to understand that perhaps there was some arrogance there that needed to be dealt with. And so Jesus said to him, he said, "Satan wants to sift you like wheat." In other words, Peter, your day is coming. And this pride and this arrogance will be dealt with. And oh, did Jesus ever deal with it? There at the Sea of Galilee, chapter 21 of the Gospel of John. "O Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me?" Jesus just took that old fisherman to the place to where his heart began to be broken. Sometimes this is what has to happen. In order for us to learn to truly be a servant, we have to be broken. Sometimes that process is quite painful, but it has great dividends. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.